Alright, so just cutting Osso Bucco out of a beef 4/4 shin. So to begin with here, I'm just going to take a face cut off, just where I've actually cut this away from the 4/4. It doesn't have a nice even face cut as it is on a bit of an angle and it scoops in and around, and by taking that first face cut off, every steak here on out is going to be nice and square. So as you can see here, I'm just trying to get them all roughly like steak thickness, that if you were going to buy like the average porterhouse or Scotch out of the window, they'd be roughly the same. Now that's not to say that you can't cut them thick or thin. I just find the most common requested thickness is going to be pretty much just your average steak, which is what we've got here. But doesn't mean you can't go thick or thin. We do have custom orders where they'll ask 3 to 4 inch thickness a piece. So those two offcuts that you can see there, they won't go to waste either. We will trim them up. You'll get a little bit of mince trim, a little bit of sausage trim out of those, and then they'll just go into a tub, which will be added up with all the other bones we've got. We bag them up and sell them as dog bones. So what I'm doing here is I'm just wiping off the bone dust. It's not necessary, it doesn't have to happen, but we just find that window presentation, it looks a lot better without the bone dust on it, and then it does seem to hold its bloom a lot better, and it won't discolor as quick if the bone dust is removed. Now, I just wanted to add that although not everybody's going to have a bandsaw in their garage or in their shed at home, it's good to shine the light on that, you know, you can go and ask your local butcher and they will be able to cut this for as, you know, as thick or as thin as you'd like, or even leave it as a whole piece if you wanted to do a roast, you know, bit of gravy beef on the bone. So yeah, just to let you know that you can actually hit up your local butcher and they will be able to cut it for as thick or as thin as you'd like. Now that also, you know, applies to the fat on the actual steak itself. So depending on what you're going to do with it, if it's going to be in a casserole or a soup or a stock, you may want that fat left on, or you may want it trimmed off. It really depends on what you're going to be using it for, but the local butcher can do that for you. So there you have it there. That's just one 4/4 shin cut up and laid out. Now you can also cut these out of the hindquarter. You will get a little bit more meat out of the hindquarter, but you'll still get the same marrow bone, the same bit of marrow in there, which, you know, is great for imparting flavour into your soup or your stew.